Congressman, we have about 6 questions regarding military action currently going around the world right now. Vince Sabella asks, with polls showing up to 80% to end the wars, why do you continue voting to finance the wars?
Well, I have to tell you, you're looking at a guy that said we should not be in Lebanon. In Libya. You know, I was one of the most outspoken people about the War Powers Resolution of 1973. We should not have been supporting any actions in Libya because it did not meet the War Powers Resolution test. After we found that Osama bin Laden was killed in Pakistan, I was one of the first people that came out and said the $3 billion that we send to Pakistan, we should cut that off. Now, I think one of the things you have to understand is this. We're about to celebrate the 10th anniversary of 9/11. 10 years ago, none of us would have ever thought that airplanes would fly into buildings. The enemy has a vote, ladies and gentlemen. And whether or not you like that vote, you're going to have to do something about it. Now, I spent 22 years in the military. I've been in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Iraq, and Afghanistan. The United States of America can do a little bit better in fighting this 21st century battle because it is not about nation building. It is not about occupation-style warfare. We should have to be focused on where the enemy is and taking the fight to that enemy. You know, we're not responsible for fixing everything that is broken. And that's the truth. When you have an enemy that is not going to go away unless you crush it. And if we don't get back to the point of understanding that sometimes your enemy has to be crushed. The last time the United States of America fought a total war where they were committed was World War II. Every time you fight half-measure warfare, you get residual effects. You didn't finish the job in Korea, you get a DMZ. You didn't do the job in Vietnam, you see what happens. You didn't do the job in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and guess what? 12 years later, I was back over there. You've got to close the door, and you've got to develop the right type of strategically maneuverable military that takes the fight to this enemy. I'll give you a great example. 1990, the United States of America had 546 Navy war vessels. Today, the United States of America has 283. And who just 2 weeks ago launched their first aircraft carrier? How do you extend the power of a nation? 70% of the mass of the earth is what? I in my case.
Congressman, Gerald Mangold had some concerns about the wars, the unintended consequences of loss of life, and particularly of the United States potentially going to bankruptcy over financing these wars. What is your opinion on those unintended consequences?
My understanding is this. When I look at the mandates of the Constitution, there are 5. It says to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, promote the general welfare, provide for the common defense, secure the blessings of liberty. I can make you as prosperous as you want to be as a people. But if I don't protect you and secure you, what difference does it make? Those people that were going to work, there were people that were going to work 10 years ago on September 11, 2001. The world changed on that day. The fight came to our shores.